In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 easy steps to learn beginner piano for songwriters and producers. And if you watch until the end, I will also provide a really powerful tool for playing chords, melodies, etc. by ear. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and get started. For those of you who are complete beginners who don't know the first thing about piano, the first thing that you need to learn is how to play the keys on, or how to name the keys on the keyboard. So there's obviously the white keys and the black keys, and you might think that the keyboard has 88 keys and it's going to be really hard for you to memorize all the keys. But the way it works is there's really only 12 keys that repeat themselves over and over again. They go higher in tone as they go to the right. They go lower in tone as they go to the left. We're going to start with the white keys today. So the white key here, there are 7 keys that are white keys, and they're named by alphabetical letters. Now, generally in music, we always learn the first letter of the musical alphabet, which is C. And C is always going to be in the same spot on the piano. If you notice, the black keys are in groups of 2, 3, 2, 3, etc. C is going to always be the white key to the left of the 2 black keys. So if you see 2 black keys by themselves, the white key here is going to be C. If you go to these 2 black keys, you will also run into another C, but if you're going to the right, it'll be higher in tone. Another example would be these 2 black keys here. This is another C, but since we're going to the left, it's going to be lower in tone. But all of these are C's, and they're always in the same spot. If you're learning piano for the first time, this would be a good reference point for you to start to learn the other keys. Speaking of other keys, if you go 1 white key over to the right, you're going to run into, just like in the alphabet, after C is D. Then after D is going to be E. And then after E is going to be F, like the alphabet. And then after F is going to be G. So you have C, D, E, F, and G. What happens after G is you have a reset of the alphabet where this white key here is at the beginning of the alphabet, which is A. And then after A comes B. And what this B does is it connects us to the next C. So those are the 7 white keys. It's just C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and it just keeps going and going. One of the easiest ways to help familiarize yourself with these keys is to close your eyes, pick a random key, and then start with C, and then pick your way up to that key and see if you can name that key. For example, if I'm going to close my eyes, if I get to this key, I first start with C. Remember, the 2 black keys. And I count my way up. So C, D, E, F, G. So if you practice these letters for, let's say, a week or 2, if you practice maybe 5 to 10 letters a day or 5 to 10 keys a day, what you'll find out is after a while, you'll be able to start to memorize naturally where the notes are. Meaning you'll no longer need to use C as a reference. You'll automatically know over time that this is E, this is A, this is D. It'll become like second nature. So that's the first lesson. Now, here is the second step to, or one of the second steps to learning piano. There's no direct path. There's no one right or wrong path to learning piano. But I find that for my students, me teaching it this way tends to get them in the door a lot quicker. One of the things that a lot of my students tend to request a lot is learning about chords. Now, for those who don't know what a chord is, it's when you play 3 or more notes in a particular way at the same time. So that's a chord. This is also a chord where I can play 1, 2, 3, 4 notes at the same time. So chords are used very often in songs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you 7 easy chords that you can play right away that you can use for future songs, etc., etc. So before we begin with the chords, there's something that you need to know, and we'll work with just the right hand for now. The thumb for each hand is finger number 1. The index finger is number 2. The middle finger is number 3. The ring finger is number 4, and the pinky is number 5. And that goes across the board when it comes to referencing piano pieces, things of that nature. Thumb is always number 1, and it goes 2, 3, 4, 5. So the way this works, if you are playing, let's say, a 3-note chord where you start with 1 key, and then you skip a key, and you skip a key, you're going to essentially use your 1 finger for the bottom note, your 3rd finger for the middle note, and your pinky for the top note. So the first chord that we're going to learn today is the C chord. Well, there's different types of C chords, but this is just one type of C chord that you can play. It's very simple. C, E, G. Another chord that you can play, and all we're going to do is we're going to work our way up each key. So we're going to take each finger wherever they're placed, we're going to shift them over 1 key. That brings our 1 finger now to D, our middle finger to F, and our pinky to A. So now we have a D chord, D, F, A. And then what we're going to do again is we're going to shift each finger over 1 key. That brings our 1 finger now to E. Our middle finger, our 3rd finger goes to G. And our pinky is now going to be at B, which gives us an E chord. Another chord you can play is you shift up again. That brings our 1 finger to F, our 3rd finger to A, and our pinky goes to the top C here, and that gives us an F chord. And all we're doing is we're just moving up a key just to get these few chords in. Here we have a 1 finger now is going to be on G. Our 3rd finger is going to be on B. And our pinky is going to be on D, which gives us a G chord. G, B, D. Next, we slide up again. We have our 1 finger on A, our 3rd finger on C, and our 5th finger on E. That gives us an A chord. And then finally, if we move our fingers up again, we will now have what's called a B chord, where our 1 finger is going to be on B, our 3rd finger is going to be on D, and our pinky is going to be on F. And if we happen to move up once more, that brings us back to the very first chord that we played, which is the C chord, C, E, and G. So the first 7 chords that you can start practicing with your right hand with, again, the same 1, 3, and 5 fingers, you're just shifting up a key. So the C chord, C, E, G. Slide up, D chord, D, F, A. Slide up again, E chord, E, G, B. Slide up again to the F chord, F, A, C. Slide up to the G chord, G, B, D. Slide up to the A chord, A, C, E. And then finally we have our B chord, B, D, F. And so again, if we were to go back up again, we go back to the first chord that we played, which is the C chord, C, E, and G. So that would be lesson number 2, or step number 2, is to just get some chords in the door that you can start using for songs, for beats, for next projects, so on and so forth. And to tie it all together, there are different things you can do with these different types of chords. So for example, One of the things you might have heard in passing in music is this term called chord progressions. I'm not going to get too deep into what they are because it gets a little complex. I'll give you an opportunity to learn more about those in a second. But what a chord progression is a series of chords that happen in a song. So one of the things that separates different genres from another is you have certain genres that use one type of chord progression. Another genre may have another type of chord progression that it uses, and then you have another genre, so on and so forth. So R&B has its set of chord progressions that a lot of songs use. You have pop, which I'll go over today because pop is the easiest to learn amongst the other genres. That has its chord progressions that it uses. There's also jazz, there's also gospel, so on and so forth. So what do I mean by chord progressions? There's different ways in which chord progressions are identified. But one of the most popular ways is what's called the number system. So all those chords that I just played for you was in the key of C. So if I were to play a song in the key of C, it's kind of like the home page or the home button for a particular song. Everything leads back to that key. If we're in the key of C, that means the C note is note number 1. And then D, if we're talking about, let's say, a C major, which means happy, right? Which again, I'll get into later on. But if we're in the key of C, then the C note is number 1, D is number 2, E is note number 3, F is note number 4, G is note number 5, A is note number 6, and B is note number 7, and then C is back to note number 1. The same thing goes with the chords like the ones we just played. If the C note is note number 1, then the C chord is chord number 1. The D chord is chord number 2. The E chord is chord number 3. The F chord is chord number 4. The G chord is chord number 5. The A chord is chord number 6. And the B chord is chord number 7. So these numbers act as a navigation system through a song. This is what I mean. One of the most common chord progressions in pop music is 1, 5, 6, 4. So I'm going to say that again. 1, 5, 6, 4. What does that mean? That means we're going to play chord number 1 first. Then we'll play chord number 5. Then we'll play chord number 6. And then play chord number 4. Right? And in pop music, these 4 notes or these 4 chords just go in a loop. 1, 5, 6, 4. 1, 5, 6, 4. This might already sound familiar. I'll give you a couple of examples of songs that use this chord progression. You might have heard the song Girls Like You by Maroon 5. 'Cause girls like you run around with guys like me to sundown when I come through. See? Same thing. Another song that uses this particular chord progression, I think it's called I'm Yours. Oh, I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm yours. So really the name of the game is to learn the chord progressions and the chords that are heavily used in different genres. So what makes R&B, or what gives R&B its distinct sound, or one of the things, is the chord progressions that the R&B genre uses very often. So as I've demonstrated to you, pop music uses 1, 5, 6, 4 in a lot of songs. So in a way, once you've learned that chord progression, you've learned pretty much all of the songs that use that chord progression, whether they're already made, whether the songs are being made, whether the songs are going to be made, or even if you want to play a pop song or an R&B song and you start to build your chord library that you can pull from to be able to create music a lot faster. Now, I mentioned earlier a tool for playing by ear, and the same thing goes with you being able to play chord progressions by ear, and that's when I want to introduce to you my ear training course series, where basically I go over the basics of learning piano, and then I talk about how to play melodies, how to play chords. I break down the theory of the different types of chords there are in different genres of music, and these chords can be used in different genres, like I said, gospel, jazz, R&B. So you'll learn those different types of chords and also how they sound, and I'm also going to show you how to play chord progressions, but by ear, in case you don't have any musical references, or if you are the type of producer or songwriter that has songs in your head and chords in your head, but you just don't really know how to relay it on the keyboard because you don't understand the theory behind the chords that you hear. This ear training course is going to help you bridge that gap. And if you enroll on this, if you're watching this from my website, if you enroll on this page, or if you're watching it from YouTube, you can still get, if you enroll, you get 3 bonuses. Number 1, you get over 136 ear training exercises. So as you're learning the step-by-step process of playing piano by ear and making music by ear, you get all these exercises to reinforce what you learn. You also get over 60 scales, which is great for building melodies, including major scales, minor scales, and blues scales. And also you get to access over 108 different piano chord combinations that you can start to play. Over 100 different ways, or 108 different ways to play chords by ear, and you can start using those songs start using those in songs right away. So the thing is, that course, the ear training course series, and all 3 bonuses, so you're basically getting like 4 different online products at the same time. And the way it works is when you enroll, you create an account on my site, you create a login, you go in, and you access all the material. It's instant access. Now, normally, all those courses together, you would have to pay close to $500. It's actually $488 if you were to buy them all separately. But if you act now, because I'm only offering it for a limited time, you can get everything at once for just a one-time $37, meaning there's no $37 a month, there's no extra charges. It's just a one-time $37, and you get everything. The course, the 3 bonuses I just mentioned, all instantly in your account, and you can access it at any time on your mobile device, on your laptop, etc., etc. And once you enroll, these courses do not expire, so you don't have to worry about trying to get through all the material by a certain period of time. Once it's yours forever. So if you want to go ahead and enroll and get that special, go ahead and click below. There should be a button below, or if you're watching this on YouTube, there should be a link in the description box. So thanks for watching. If this was helpful, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I do 2 videos a week now where I do helpful videos like this. And if you have questions, put them in the comment section or just reach out to me. In the meantime, I'm going to also provide you another video on how you can master your piano coordination with playing both hands together. That video is going to be at the top right corner or somewhere over on the TV screen. So thanks for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care.